This movie tells a story of 855 women who joined the war to fix the 3-year backlog of undelivered mail. Faced with discrimination and a country devastated by war, they managed to sort more than 17 million pieces of mail ahead of time. The movie attempts to right the historical record by paying tribute to these historically neglected women. It chronicles the battalion's story through the eyes of 2 real-life figures, Major Charity Adams and Lena Derricott. There's no doubt that this is an inspirational story, however, the execution leaves much to be desired. This movie feels cheap and hollow. Apart from a handful of scenes, this movie reduces this historical event to badly written, visually cheap, and amateurly acted mawkishness. It's ham-fisted, exasperating, filled with unnatural lines of dialogue, and entirely surface level. This movie is repetitive as it keeps reiterate every basic theme. The ludicrous cliched dialogue and setups break apart almost every point the movie tries to make. The storylines feel disjointed and confusing to follow, as there are too many time jumps that take place especially in the movie's first half. As the film moves into its military setting, it takes on the tropes of so many other war movies. We see the challenging training scenes, the hard-ass sergeant, and Lena making friends with the other women in her unit. The second half of the film, in which the women come up with ingenious systems to identify and sort the mail, is overshadowed by clunky character work, cheap visuals, melodrama, and stagey acting. By design, the characters are primarily symbols rather than full-fledged personalities, with performances tailored to either saintly or villainous ends. The characters and their relationship never rise above the archetypal. The racist white leadership, embodied by the general, can't help but feel cartoonish, even as their behavior was undoubtedly historically accurate. It's plainly upsetting to watch white men browbeat black women, but it carries little dramatic weight because the cruelty is nonspecific. The movie exists to stir emotion by any means necessary and from any flimsy source it can find, but stirring moments become forgettable treacle when piled on top of one another. Many scenes with Major Adams standing up to the brass acts like a tired retreat of itself. Even when the incidents actually occurred, the movie never lends it the necessary gravity because the movie is replete with such scenes. The movie's insistence upon an overwhelming saccharine tone undercuts the material at almost every turn. It's downright strange how often the film lingers on close-ups of the tear-stained faces of the women, especially considering that the movie emphasizes their strength and dignity. The movie's passion for the generic knows no bounds. Every battle scene, basic training montage, or sequence of R&R has a second-hand quality, as if they were hastily cobbled together from memories of other war films. You don't feel any serious stakes while watching this film, as it spends relatively little time on the unit's actual mission. It seems less compelled by the work the women did than the abjection they faced from a racist military. Overall, it's not worth to watch this in theaters, just wait on your streaming service.